What's up, guys? It's Brock with Life with Brock. I'm here at my workbench, aka the kitchen table, and tonight I am going to I'm going to finish this project up. Will not be working on this guy ever again. And then I'm just going to hang out, talk some future custom projects with you guys, see what you guys think, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I'm just going to wait for a few more of you to jump on here, and then we'll get going. Nightwalker, Spider-Man, Gokson, and Rashawn Peters. What's going on? Just waiting. How's the feed? I'm gonna get some things ready. Trying to see what the feed looks like over here. It looks like it's a little blurry. I'm gonna set up my iPad on this side over here, see if I can keep up with the comments. Oh, so the live feed looks good. Hey, what's up, Matt? Spider-Man, I haven't seen the Venom moving just yet. Aiden, that Black Manta, it's just a figure that I ended up buying. I'm not sure if you saw some of the other videos. It came with pretty loose hips. And I ended up putting some future floor polish on it, and look at that, good as new. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be coming super loose, but the future floor polish does its job. I will be eventually modifying the head. I'm thinking I'm going to modify the head, but we will see. We will see. Hey, what's up, Matt? In your backyard this week? What? Comic book beige. All right, so we're going to talk about all those customs, the Archangel customs, in just a little bit. I just want to finish what I'm going to do with this guy and then be completely done with him. I never want to work on this guy again. This was a headache. Let me just get my Dremel out real quick. Wait a second. I thought I had pulled it out. What happened? There it is. I'm going to talk about some new equipment that I got in the event I cut myself when I'm doing this stuff. All right, let me get my Dremel. I'm gonna need my Dremel bits out too. Give me just a second, Phyllis. Oh, one of the things that I actually wanted to show you guys before we get into anything, my wife helped me organize myself. Let me just show you over here. So let me get some light going on this way so you guys can see her in the corner of my kitchen. She got me these plastic bins, and she helped me organize all this stuff. So just real quick, I got tools that I'll eventually use, drill bits, extra drill bits, my sandpaper stuff, sculpting stuff, extra painting stuff. Some of Matt's paintbrushes are in there. Some extra tools that I use, and then these are just going to be extra weapons, soft goods, etc., heads, legs, extra build-a-figure pieces that I'm planning on using for all these crazy customs. And then back over here is where I store my video stuff. Some extra video stuff and airbrush stuff. Here's some more, and here's some paints that I have. The other paints are up there, but you kind of get the, oh, there we go. Let me get the lighting back here. I do need to get good lighting. I've been saying I need to get good lighting for quite a while now. So that was just a quick glance. It actually alleviated a lot of the stress that I had. I shouldn't be having stress with custom work. And now I feel like if I need something, I know exactly where to go. And I'm going to get in here for some cutting. I'm going to use some, oh, here we go. I need this little tool right here to put on my Dremel. This guy's going to go on my Dremel. And I am going to use metal. Just need to cut plastic, so I'm going to use this one for plastic. I'll catch up in the comments right now as soon as I get my Dremel squared away. Okay, the Dremel's powered up. All right, let's take a look at what you guys have been saying. I'm gonna run it through. Oh, you're in SoCal? Matt, you should have told me earlier, man. Maybe we could have met up. Where in SoCal are you? Red Hood, Ewans, we're gonna talk about that. Dead Grims, what's going on? The chrome pen that I used initially, the liquid chrome, you can get it at Hobby Lobby or online, but at Hobby Lobby you can get it for a lot cheaper. That fireplace is not functional. Actually, I shouldn't say it works, but it's in the kitchen. What the heck am I going to do with a fireplace in the kitchen? House was weird. Built. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching Daredevil Season 3. ¿Qué pasó, Rafael? Bienvenido. I definitely did not see that Halloween movie, man. I'm scared of that. What's up, Juan? Oh, you're in Huntington Beach? We're about like an hour and a half away from where I live. Sunspot. What's crack-a-lackin', man? Haven't seen you around. You've been taking all the figs in the area. Just kidding. All right. I am live in the Pacific Coast right now. It is, what time is it? It's 5:40. All right. So let's take a quick look at this Silver Surfer that you guys know I've been working on. So I modified that bullseye head, and I want you to see what I did with the mouth. So I used a different type of glue. So unfortunately, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's almost like his saliva. I got that idea from, and now I'm going to forget his Instagram name. It's Rob Castro. It's Rob's Creature House on Instagram. And yeah, I used that glue, and as you can see, it gives it that cool effect. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's coming through in the video. I can barely see it on my end. But that's Silver Surfer just yelling, and the spit is in his mouth, man. Yeah. So I added that. That was the latest thing I added. And if you wanted to see what the glue is, where did I put this glue? I'm so organized right now that I don't know where I put this glue. Give me just 1 second. That's so funny. I'm so organized. I don't know I don't have a glue box. Well, son of a gun. I don't remember where I put it. No. Oh, there it is. Got it. This is the glue I used. Back this sucker up a little bit. You can get this at Hobby Lobby as well. And it comes with a little tip. What I did is I put it at the end of a toothpick, and then I tried to get that effect in his mouth. I did paint the inside of his mouth black, and I put a little bit of a shade of blue, because what I was gonna do is I was gonna use some hot glue on this board, and we can talk about the board right now. I did take off the peg, and I repainted using that stuff, and I just had a terrible time on both sides. Some people have had success painting with those chrome markers. One guy said he let it go for a month, let it cure for a month, and then it worked. Man, I let it go for a couple weeks. It didn't work. I don't think it's going to work for me for whatever reason. So I used Spastix Mirror Chrome, and that's what he's at, and this seems to be working pretty well. Spastix, and you guys can go back and look at the other videos. I don't want to reiterate everything I've done on the Silver Surfer, but I did paint him with that Mirror Chrome, and it looks like it's pretty good. And there is a difference from the original figure. I'm not. I think you can kind of see it there, but the original figure's got pretty cool paint anyway, so you don't really need it. But since I just used this as an experiment with those chrome pens that ultimately did not work out for me, I had to repaint it, and it's actually pretty close to the original paint. It's just a little bit brighter, a little bit deeper tone of silver. So I did do this head too, which is a little bit smoother than the bullseye head. And I painted his hands, etc. Another thing I did is I added toe articulation and something. By the way, I don't know what happened here, but for some reason this guy got real loose right here, which is not that big a deal with this figure, but right here it's very loose. I don't know what happened. I didn't even crack this figure open, so something loosened up a lot. You know, comparing it to the, you hear that? It clicks. It almost feels like it lost the side tabs that go into the abdomen. So I added toe articulation because, and I think it really helps in this figure at getting him out in those iconic Silver Surfer poses. And I added magnets to the bottom of the feet and magnets to the surfboard, where I thought, you know, where I just posed them on a bunch of different ways, and then I put the magnets where it would work in the feet. So this is where I have him on right now, and just to give you an idea of how it works, you know, once you get him balanced, it's pretty good to go. Oops, except right now when I'm filming. Just to give you an idea, that's without the peg. I can keep going, I can keep going. That's about I mean, how much more do you want? And then I can get it going the other way as well. It's just a matter of balancing it correctly. And then you can, you know, I can get it arced. Again, once I get them on the flight stand, it'll be fine. But, you know, here you go, you get the idea. Those magnets are holding up beautifully. So the last thing was, and I'll look at the comments in a second. Now you may need to put some future floor polish, and I have, and I think I want to add more to the ankles because that's gonna give in a little bit, the regular figure. But I did order some of these flight stands, and some of you did too, from Can of Beams. Now the Can of Beams folks, just a second, I need to turn off a conversation that was going on. It keeps on popping up. Let me mute that conversation for 1 hour. All right. So this one, he actually sent me another one. It wasn't working well. I'm not sure if the friction wasn't working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this permanent. I'm going to cut here. I'm going to cut and sand down just to smooth it out. And then I'm going to glue it to the bottom of the board where it normally would sit. And then that's going to be permanent on the board. I don't care. The board already looks kind of nasty on the bottom, but that's the way it's going to be functional for me. And right there, that dot, that's where I'm planning on gluing the middle one, right there. So you're going to see me cut. Hopefully I'm not going to cut myself. I did buy these gloves, actually kind of cheap. They're called No Cry. They're like cut resistant. They're not cut proof. But I'm going to start wearing gloves like this when I'm you know, working with stuff, just in case I do cut myself, just to prevent the damage, you know, keep myself from getting as damaged as I could. And of course, always wear safety goggles when you're doing this, folks. Let me answer some of your questions right now. Let me go and interact here. Hello, Rafael. Okay, I think I already got that. What's up, Juan? I think I already read those. Sunspot. What's up, Robert? Sunspot's been hitting those Walmarts and Targets daily. All right. Thanks, guys, for the compliments. Spider-Man, that's the bullseye head that I just modified to work with this guy. And Nightwalker, that was your nickname, man. You got to know where Norrin is from. I can't remember it off the top of my head either. Metal surfaces? I really don't know. I mean, I painted those magnets. Just as long as you're priming your paints, you should be. If you're priming what you're painting, you should be good. So Mr. Motion says to stiffen his ab crunch, I would take some fishing wire and wrap it 1 or 2 times. Around what though? I'm not going to do anything else to the figure. I'm not wrapping it. I'm not opening it. It's staying what it is. I've worked way too much. I want to work on something else. What's up, Devont? Yeah, Spider-Man, we're going to talk about that as soon as I'm done. All right. So let me get this going. Let me do this part off camera. Let me get my goggles on. Get the cut-resistant gloves on, just in case I jack my hand. All right. Let me put this to the side. And watch your ear flares. This thing's gonna, we'll see what it does. Whoa! This crap's going all over the place. Sin-Law, that's it. Don't lose a finger. Yeah, I definitely don't want to lose a finger. Got all this plastic all over the place now. Let me use a different bit. Having a Dremel is such a great tool. A good Dremel. When I first started doing customs, I had this little cheap one from Harbor Freight, like a $10 Dremel, and that thing took me forever to get through things because it just wasn't strong enough. Now this thing, man, it gets through just about anything I'm working on. Let's put this back. Now the bit that I want to use now, I recently started using these poly, I forget what the name of this is, but it's like a felt wheel. These things work great. So I'm gonna, they're pretty good for sanding. You're gonna see what it can do real quick. Here, I got one ready to go. My favorite Marvel character, man, I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Captain America. I would say it's gonna be Captain America. I don't really need to do this, but I did kind of want to smooth it out just in case I got my finger underneath it and didn't want to cut it. What's up, Soul Hunter? How about you guys? What's your favorite character? What's up, Angel? Yeah, I wasn't able to. Angel is asking if I was able to figure out the paint with this guy, and the answer to the pen is no. Angel, no pude. No pude figurar esa pintura. Tuve que usar otra pintura. I had to use a different paint for those of you guys that wanted to know too. I'm just cleaning up around here. It's a messy business when you start dremeling stuff. If you hear stuff in the background, that's my daughter playing some online game with her friend. All right, so that's almost gonna fit exactly how I want it. So I'm gonna have to take off some more off the edges. Beast is definitely a cool toy. That's another custom that I'm wanting to do. I should have probably used the cutting bit a little bit more. Now I'm gonna have to. Beast is a custom that I've planned for like a couple of years to upgrade to an ab crunch using the Sasquatch figure. Oops. You see, it does the job pretty good. See the way I used where I was cutting on the felt, well, it took a lot of the felt off. There we go. Pretty much all I need right there. Let's glue it down. from this side? Yeah. All right, so this is the side I need to go put down. One more test fit over here. I'm just testing it on this little guy right here, making sure I got the right side down. All right, so I'm just gonna add some glue right there, and then we'll be good to go. This is the Gorilla. I like using this Gorilla Glue. I prefer it to the Loctite brand. All right, cool. Now I'm just gonna let it cure for a little bit, and then we'll get Silver Surfer on there on his stand. That's also a stand from Can of Beams. It's just a lower profile, which I like. Let me set that off to the side. Get my badger brush out here real quick. Clean the workspace a little bit. That's all the dremeling I'm going to be doing today. The rest of the time we're just going to be talking about future customs, and I'm going to enlist your help because I have about 60 customs that I've planned. A lot of them I've started, a lot of them I already have the parts for. Some of them are ready to paint. There's a couple of them are ready to paint. And I literally have a humongous tub here filled with customs ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the ones I've started, and then I'm going to have a poll for those of you that enjoy watching this stuff. Get on my channel. Those of you that have been following me, I'm going to let you pick which custom I finish after the one that I need to paint, and it won't surprise you as soon as I tell you. Hold on a second. I'm cleaning off my phone here. Let me get this Dremel out of the way, and I'll start bringing out the figures. What model of Dremel? This is the Dremel 3000. I got it on sale on eBay. So eBay occasionally has like 20% off, 15% off coupons. And I jumped on there when there was a 20% off coupon. And this Dremel, I'll have to find you what I paid later. Yeah, I can't think of what I paid, but I just know that I paid. It was a very, very good price. I just don't remember what that good price was. I'll show you real quick what the tub. So let me run down the questions first. Sorry about that, guys. I'm a little scatterbrained right now. Well, somebody asked me a Spanish question, Nightwalker. I had to answer in Spanish. My favorite video game, Uncharted 2, from the recent ones. That was one of the first PS3 games. That's the reason I got a PS3 is Uncharted 2. I don't have time to play video games anymore because, you know, I do the custom stuff, I do this YouTube stuff, I read some comic books for inspiration, and I literally don't have time, or else I'd be playing the video games. I like God of War 3. I have a bunch of, I have a Batman, actually, I think I have Uncharted 3 and a Batman game still shrink wrap from like 5 years ago, whenever those games came out. Thanks, Drake. Yeah, I like that Gorilla Glue, man. It's for whatever, I've enjoyed using it. It takes a little bit longer to dry than the other one, so it gives me a little bit more of a play when I'm trying to get the part exactly joined. Paint some nice trees in the background. Nothing with the Black Mantis. I just got the one figure, and then I ended up buying another one. I was gonna return the original one that I got because of the loose hips, and I go, I'm just gonna fix it, and maybe I can use that for some sort of armored military, you know, futuristic guy custom. What's up, Dr. Pest? Long time no see. What's up, Toy Bandit? Roundhead Collector's gonna ask me about the Archangel custom. All right, so real quick, what's up, IE Hunter? Here's the tub, and we're gonna go through. I mean, it's filled to the brim. These are all customs in progress, and I'm gonna start taking some out, and then later, I'm gonna try to figure out how to do a poll. It's either gonna be on here or Instagram. If I can't figure out how to do it on YouTube, it'll be on Instagram, and then I'll let you guys pick which is the custom I finish next. I don't want to get any of these. I'm a little bit of a clean freak, and all this dust is bothering me. Okay, here we go. I haven't touched any of those customs in a long time, so I'm just going to start pulling them out here, talking about them. I'll interact for those of you that have any questions with it. Let me see what's the first thing that comes out. So one of the customs that I have, I had some extra bodies, and obviously with these extra heads, these are some Doc Ock arms. I thought about, you know, making some a couple extra multiple men, since I already have the heads for them. I don't think that'd be too involved of a custom. I think all I would have to really do is do some sculpting, do some fitting of the arms, and obviously repainting them. Yeah, it's a lot of toys, man. Tell me about it. What I cut up that you missed it was just this little piece right here for underneath the Silver Surfer surfboard, and I still want to let that cure before I get back to that. So, I mean, even right now, like, what custom do you guys think I should finish? You guys, those of you who've been watching for quite a while, here's one that I've been working on. Here, I can actually take this guy out. That I think he's pretty much ready for paint. So this is one. Well, he's not completely ready because I want to make. I want to make him the Eskrima sticks. I think that's what you call it, and make a cane out of it. And I bought some metal stuff to make that, and actually some plastic. I forget what it's called. But I just have to make his weapon. But this guy's just pretty much ready for paint. I already added the toe articulation on him. I ended up sculpting the Daredevil. I may have to do a little bit of sanding there. This was with Procreate. But everything else is just ready to go. I got to prime and paint. Double shifts, ouch. I feel you with that. So this one's definitely in the running for me. It's going to be one of the ones that I put in the poll because I think it just have to make his weapons and paint. I'm just going to set these guys off to the side. Somebody said Nightcrawler. I don't have a Nightcrawler planned. I think the Toy Biz one is pretty darn good. Vulture is one that we'll get to. Yeah, that Superman custom. I already have a Deadpool custom, Devant. I'll show you that some other time. There you go. So California Raisin brings up one that I'd like to finish. Is that Doc Ock. I want to add those metal tentacles, so that's definitely in the works, and that'll be one that I pull out. And I think all I have to do is do a little bit of highlighting, and I'll be good. Yeah, Bizarro. I want to finish that one too. So Pyro, the Toy Biz figure's okay, but I definitely want to upgrade him to the new Marvel Legend body and do a different paint job. But I'll be using a lot of the parts. Again, I have enough customs in here, probably last me a few years. And I need to stop with good ideas, and I need to finish these ideas. I bought these parts. these storm parts because I want to eventually do a cannonball, but I don't have one in planning stages so far. Recently, you may have seen me pick this Aquaman up, and it's actually a pretty nice figure, but I'd like to upgrade the neck, give him a new head sculpt. I may use that Star-Lord. I may use this head and maybe sculpt some long hair on it. And even though the paint job is actually pretty good, I think I want to put paint on all of this thing. Definitely paint the trident. I mean, I have a ton of stuff in here, guys. A lot of stuff. This one is just in the planning stages. Here's a Magneto, and let me actually pull the parts out. I mean, this Magneto actually needs a lot of work. Obviously, I have to either I'm going to be using different arms. I need to obtain a Wonder Man for parts, just for part swapping, make it easier, and then sculpt the different parts of, you know, the Magneto bracelet. I guess you would call it bracelets, and I don't know what you would call it, but the iconic Magneto parts that go here. But along with that, I want to make him a throne with using these parts, either this guy right here or this one that came with Iceman. So I have a couple of ideas of what I want to do with the throne. It's been done before. I love the idea. You know, it's something like that like this is like the back of it, and he's sitting somehow, like, you've seen it. I can't remember the customizer. There's been a couple of guys that have done it. But this one, that one's going to be quite the project. I have a lot of work to do. I don't think this Magneto is going to be in the running for, let's, you know, get up here and finish. See what somebody said here. Pyro's a good Wasp. I don't have a Wasp. There's actually one that's coming out in the retro pack that looks pretty good. The one with the blue. What's up, Ace? Ace is a customizer himself. You should go check out his Instagram. He's been putting out some of his customs on there. He's pretty good. Where do I keep all my customs? Well, right now I have them in a cabinet in my living room. Eventually, I'd like to put them in their own display case, but I changed my living room just to give, you know, the family more of a home feel, so we can invite people over and not have it be like a toy den. My house is pretty small and didn't have time to do that, so I moved everything out. So here's another one that I'm wanting to do, and you can see this is the newer Craven body with the old Toy Biz head. Obviously, if you guys follow Customizers, Action Figure Toronto did one like that. I like to put a Sinister Six together as well. So this is a custom. I have quite a bit to do on this one, so I don't know if this one's going to be in the running for customs that to finish next. Oh, you did? Jason, I'm wondering if it's your throne that I have pictures of. Okay, Ace, cool. Here's the Bizarro. This guy, I have to maybe just do a little bit more sculpting here, just to clean this part up. Obviously, I just started with a line. I haven't really worked on that. My sculpting game is terrible, but the only way I get better is anybody's going to get better at doing something is actually doing it. Toy Box Customs did the emblem there for the Bizarro. Great job. Go check him out on Instagram. Another Cuban guy. Here's the standard Bizarro head that I'm working on, and then I also have another one over here This is going to be the alternate head, or the screaming head, the grimacing head. So Bizarro, just a little bit of more sculpting and a cape that I would have to put together sewing. I have the material, so he's definitely in the running to finish. So far, part of the poll for sure is going to be Daredevil and Bizarro. Daredevil and Bizarro, I'm putting them on one side. Oh gosh. This guy's ready for paint. You've seen this. Actually, really excited about this guy. Oops, wrong hand. Actually, they should both have it. Yeah, they do both have it. So you see, I did the chainmail on this guy. I was working on this guy around July 4th. So he's pretty much ready for paint. He really is. And one of my favorite characters. So he's going to be in the running. I probably should have put a magnet a little bit higher. But I think that looks fine. Yeah, Dr. Pest, I think those guys are taking a break. Fig Life Miami, my guilty pleasure. I think they're trying to do something different with their channel. I talked to Abel, and so they're not toy hunting right now. Kind of miss them toy hunting, right? If you guys follow Fig Life Miami, hit them up and ask what's up. I thought they were breaking up like Milli Vanilli, but Abel told me no. They're just thinking about doing something different. Yeah, Ace. Like I said, I just wish I could sculpt a little bit better. I started messing around with Procreate for the hair, and I'm using Dexter Soy's run as the penciler in Red Hood and the Outlaws. By the way, guys, if you read comics and you haven't picked up Red Hood and the Outlaws, specifically the one that Dexter Soy is penciling, it's the team. I forget the Amazonian's name right now, but it's an Amazonian and Bizarro and Red Hood, and it's comedy gold, and the story's pretty cool, and the art's amazing. So I used that Bizarro, and that's kind of like the inspiration behind the Bizarro that I'm gonna do, except that I may do like the classic Bizarro outfit instead of the one that he's doing there. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but he's in the running. I think I did California Raisin as far as the Doc Ock. He's in this pile, so we'll talk about it in a second. This Proxima Midnight, you guys saw me work on this one. I ended up getting this head, this new head, and I already painted it. I thought it actually came out pretty good. I added a magnet for the hair, for this head sculpt right here. I think what I may want to do though is I may have to shave down the neck a little bit so this head can turn better. And then I have to just do minor repaint of the black. I may add some highlights to this gold. So this figure is also in the running just to finish. This won't take me that long. I don't think it'll take me that long. And I want to paint the original head that came with it. That way there's an option with it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool looking. I really like that. It's too, like, I wish they would have made this one with some sort of grimace. It's really nice looking though. I prefer the figures with expressions on their face. Don't cop it, swap it? What? Oh my gosh. Wolf in a pigeon coop. Artemis, that's it. Artemis. That's based on the Artemis of the Ephesians. That's what she was named after, I'm sure. Here's the Vulture, the classic Vulture. I got the wings. I'm going to most likely be using, this is the KO. This part is a KO. Unboxing Art sent me that body, but I think I'm going to use this one because it's a little bit more solid. I just have to swap out the arms. I already bought the collar. So this one is going to be, you know, pretty much a little bit of a kit bash and a repaint. This could also be in the running if you guys are interested in seeing this sooner rather than later. I may do some toe articulation on those. If those of you that are wanting to see how that's done, I have a video on how to add toe articulation. I'm actually I was looking to get some of the hands from the white Iron Fist. I almost bought him today, but I bought 3 figures from this one dude, and I was gonna buy some more, but it was a little bit more than I wanted to spend per figure, so I decided not to do it. Yeah, definitely the comic book version. Thanks, man. That 6-arm Spidey, that one has over 100,000 views on my channels. The video that has the most. It's kind of crazy. Kitty Pryde. I want to split her right here, right at the waist, and add magnets. And then maybe do a little bit of highlighting on that yellow. Maybe repaint the face a little bit. But you know, obviously she phases through the wall, so I want to add magnets. I've seen it done. This would be a pretty simple custom. So that could be in the running of things to start. This one's kind of excited for right here. So this is a Cyclops. Obviously, I already have a jacket for him. I'd have to paint that jacket brown. I think this is a good body for him. I would either have to sculpt the straps or pull the straps off of the one that they just recently released. I do have one to use if I wanted to do so there. I'm not sure what else I would do with the body, but as you can already see, I've altered that hand. So it has the 2 fingers for your typical or your. I keep on using the word iconic, but I think that's how I remember him. You know, turning on his visor with his 2 fingers. So I added a finger right there. So obviously this would be sculpting and repaint. So this is also in the running of something I could do. I'm telling you guys, I got a ton more left in there. It's crazy. I have the figures for this to add a lot of people have done this. And so I already have the Beast and the Sasquatch to use. I've had this ready to go for quite a long while. This would be a kit bash. The kit bash and obviously repaint. I was thinking of maybe even using, I saw somebody use an absorbing man head and sculpt the hair, and it looked pretty awesome, man. It looked awesome. And a real nice paint job on that Beast. I'm forgetting again the guy who did it. I wasn't prepared to tell you who I got the idea from. But anyways, this kit bash has been done before, and definitely in the running of something to do. What do you guys like so far out of the ones that you've seen? You see, this is Cyber. Cyber. The only reason this guy's in here is because I'm going to use that head. I'm going to use that head for Cyber. I'm actually planning on, when I do a Cyber, I'm going to make 2 and sell one. gonna try to sell a custom, see how it goes. I think this would be a fairly simple. I have the figure in mind that I want to use. I can get it for like, I already have one, but I can get another one. I want to get a Death's Head. I already got the parts to make two. I just need actually one more Death's Head and I'll be ready to go. Yeah, and actually thinking about selling one of the customs. So if you guys choose this, you'll see me sell one. I don't know if anybody would be interested in getting a Cyber for their collection. So you like Vulture? David, as far as air compressors, the one I got, and you got to remember, you know, airbrush, I'm a novice at airbrushing. Kit bashing, I've been doing that a little bit longer, so I have a little bit more experience, but I ended up getting a combo deal on Amazon. I bought something cheap because I figured, hey, if I need, you know, if I actually get, if I don't use this, it's not going to hurt that much because I bought something cheap. Someone else gifted me an air compressor that I haven't used yet. I have a new airbrush that I haven't used yet. So you're going to have to ask somebody else if you're looking for a recommendation. Maybe Ace. I know Ace does some airbrushing, so Ace, maybe you can throw down something that you recommend. See, Rashawn says, are you going to be putting us in a vote for us to see which one we want you to do? Exactly, Rashawn. I'm going to put up a poll. I think there's a way to do it on here on YouTube. I know there's a way to do it easy on Facebook, but I don't think all of you are friends with me on Facebook. Brock Rivers, if you're interested, friend me on there. But I was thinking about either doing it here on YouTube or going and doing it on Instagram. Both are Life with Brock. Oh gosh. Yeah, Ace, they're asking what air compressor would I recommend, and I don't really have a recommendation. Here's another one, guys. Ready for paint. This is another Captain. This is a buffer version of Captain America. If you've been following me, you've seen me do the kit bash on here, and I actually did some sculpting using Procreate of these gloves. I just got to put this back and get it ready for paint. I don't think I'm going to add scale mail to this guy. I think I'm just going to keep it like that. I know this has it's not the classic look, so I want him to look different than the other Captain America here, so you can get an idea of what he's gonna look like. He's a buff Captain America. That's the old part of the old golly, what body is that? Sabretooth, Toy Biz Sabretooth. But so the arms, I've magnetized the arms, magnetized this arm. So right, Cap needs the shield on his right arm. So I think this looks good, man. I think this is a good look for Captain America. I'm actually pretty. This is probably the best sculpting I've ever done. I sculpted this right here, those boots, and those gloves. So it's just my interpretation. It's not like a exact. I didn't get it from any comic book in specific, but that's what he looks like. I think he looks pretty good. He's just ready for paint. I need to do some touch-ups there and here with maybe a little bit of the sculpt right here just to flatten that out. But he's definitely one that will be in the running. And I think this is the one I have an alternate head for, or maybe it's the other guy. I may weather up that shield. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to go with the paint. I definitely do want to make it look a little bit different. It's going to be the standard Captain America colors, but I am going to be making, maybe this is going to be like a flat blue, and the other one I'm going to make a metallic blue because it's got the scale mill and this one doesn't. Buff Bagwell, Captain America. No, this guy's buffer than Buff Bagwell. See, there you go. So Ace did the same thing I did. He bought himself a kit on Amazon. I was telling them that I didn't want to buy something expensive off the bat, just in the event that I didn't end up doing it. This is the reason one of the reasons I got into customizing right here. I made an appearance, and I'm covering my real name right there, players. But I actually have a comic book character, a Marvel comic book character, Earth 616. He appeared with Bishop. And that Starman head is almost exactly, like even the goggles, with what his appearance is. So this is when I started first messing around with cloth. I need to add cloth here at the bottom of the leather on the boots. I just need to finish them up. And my painting skills weren't too hot when I first started. They weren't too hot. So I definitely want to go and do some shading, some highlights on that green tone right there. And I need to I'm going to redo that collar. I took that off another figure. Yeah. So I could finish that guy off too. What's up, Gabriel? Oh, you have, Rashawn? So that, you know, if that's the case, I just need to look up videos on how to do it, how to come up with a poll. Some of you guys know I've been working on this Superman. So with this Superman, again, from Toy Box Customs, the emblem. And I just need to work on the sculpt, obviously. I need to do some more sculpting. I need to sculpt on the belt. And then I need to add on the cape. I may want to wait and see. I don't know if you guys saw Action Figure Toronto. He's working on a Magneto. And he's got some wires that go into Magneto's chest right here. And the cape looked pretty darn awesome. Again, he also has a collar that goes over it. So I don't know if I'm going to exactly be able to do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to glue. But yeah. So this is another one that I could do. Yeah, I mean, Action Figure Toronto, he's at the expert level in customizing. And I don't think he's been at it for very long. I think he just has a background in art. What's up, Kairos? This is the Spider-Man that appeared in with Deathlock. I'm forgetting the name of the series. I have the comic books, my original comic books, and this was just me messing around with how he would look. But so this is a custom that I would have to work with some cloth. I'd have to add some cloth there and some cloth here in the head, and then maybe sculpt that eyepiece. You see they're just being held on by blue tack just for the idea. So Cyber Spider-Man, or Deathlock Spider-Man, I don't know what you would call him. And guys, look at this, man. I still got stuff in the box. It's craziness. Then I have Wolverines. I want to do a brown suit Wolverine and a yellow. Brown and yellow. I still don't know which one I'm going to use for which. I may do brown on this one and go yellow for this one. And for the yellow, obviously, or the tiger stripe, I should say, I would have to sculpt the tiger stripes in. And I even have another one that I can do the X-Force version of the Wolverine. I have a head for that one too. This custom right here, I essentially want to do with what Action Figure Toronto did. He's one of my favorite customizers. You've heard me mention his name before. I already have the bulbs. I have the LED lights. This is going to stretch my ability. This is one that obviously I'm going to be doing sculpting here, because I'm going to have to cut this out and sculpt a new piece on where the new glass piece can sit on, and I have to have a lip where it catches so the glass doesn't move. And then I have to have an area for the wire. And if you wanted to see what I'm gonna do, just go look at Action Figure Toronto's page, and he did it. And man, his custom's amazing. I have a cape ready to go. I should say I have a material to make the cape. Magnets, I'm already comfortable using with magnets. So this is Mysterio. This is gonna stretch my abilities, man. So I already have the LEDs. I have the light bulbs, I have the wires. I have the battery compartment. I just have to put it together. But I'm a little bit nervous about it. This is definitely it's gonna take my customizing game from here to up there. Sure, Kairos, just message me, and I've shown, or you can just look at the video. I've talked about magnets extensively. I've showed which ones I've done. Let me see, working on my second custom. Eli Vader says he's working on his second custom Vanilla Ice Marvel Legend. Ice, baby. Yes, sir. Glad to have helped you out. Right, Ace. Yeah, that guy. It's amazing. He puts all his efforts. He just did one, a Captain Morgan, and he collaborated with C. Jessam. I think that's how you pronounce that. And I mean, uncanny, man. It was a phenomenal job. He made it actually for the for the company. Here's one that I've been working on. You saw the video. This is the first time I added toe articulation to a figure. I recently put some future floor polish on there. So Nightwing, I still need to do. I may need to do some sculpting on the shoulders. I'm not sure if I'm just gonna paint it or I may do some sculpting here. Obviously make his weapons. I want to make them out of metal, and I think I'm gonna put some magnets back here, some little tiny magnets. So this one's in the running for me, excuse me, to finish it. I think I need to do some, yeah, I would need to do some joint prep right there that I didn't really do. Yeah, I need to shave these joints down, Dremel these joints down a little bit and sand this down. But I recently did that emblem, which I think came out pretty darn good. And he is one of my favorite characters. And if you've been watching, if you're a comic reader, I don't want to spoil it for you, but something significant just happened to him in one of the Batman comic, or the main Batman comic, written by Tom King. And Tony S. Daniel is now penciling that, one of my favorite artists. Yeah, the Senethal method of priming. I have black, gray, and white, and in that order, and it's just the angle you spray it on. Here's one that I've planned for a really long time. I've just, obviously with all these things that are planned, I'm not gonna plan any other ones. But I have this figure. I have this body. And this body. And ultimately what I'd like to make is a Deathstroke. And this is a really cool figure, but obviously no articulation, or very limited articulation. And I just want to pillage right here. I want to use all this stuff, and I want to add it to, it may have to be this one, because, or I could just use this one. This one's armored up too. But yeah, I want to make a Deathstroke. I think I'll just be using this head right here. I may actually take off these things on the side. I like the more classic looking Deathstroke, and I may do some chainmail. Look at the sculpt on this thing, man. It's beautiful. and even that, and even the paint job right here. Look at how that. But no articulation. Can you imagine if this figure right here had Marvel Legend articulation? It would be figure of the year. I mean, the paint and the sculpt on this thing, it's amazing. So I have Taskmaster, but I think his body may be a little bit too small. Hot Cheeto Fingers, who does customs occasionally, he used this body and he did a custom that looks pretty good. Should check out his page on Instagram. But I think I may like this body for Deathstroke more, a little bit more imposing. I just wish it had the, the butterfly joints. I suppose, yeah, I guess I could use the bullseye body. They need something in between this size, or I should say the Bucky cap, and then the New Omega Red with butterfly joints that we can use. But man, look at this figure. That is a phenomenal figure, man, and it came with a ton of weapons. So I'll be stealing everything, and I may just do the chainmail. I may have to use Super Tom Customs method for that one. I don't know if I want it to look exactly like Caps. So I know that if I use Super Tom Customs method on that, I'd be able to get skills to look exactly like that. What's up, JK Hunter? Taskmaster, he's kind of like a B level, right? He's not in the A level of villains, but he's pretty good. All right, let me just take a pause. Let me get back to this, which is where this video started. I added this little part at the bottom of this surfboard. So now it's just a matter of, am I going to be able to leverage it right? See? Oh yeah, players. Check that out. Oh, again, it's just going to be a balance, but it's definitely working. Let me see if I can get this head going back a little bit more. Coño, se me cayó todo. Oh, there goes Black Widow. Gotta find the magnet. Oh, there it is. There's the magnet. And obviously, yeah, the magnets are holding up. It's just everything else. Ay, coño. All right. These little stands, I just got to learn to work with them. Maybe it's a little bit too forward. You know, when you're doing stuff live, let's get back to where I was. Where's my angle off? Right there. There you go. A little bit of effort. With a little bit of effort. Oh, funny. Now everything's falling now. So one of the things that I realized, you know, I took off the lip here where it held the board. Actually, that's not going to make a difference. But definitely I need to tighten this guy right here. I just wanted to show you his flight going down. See, that's this little piece is failing right here. But let me just hold it. I hope you guys are having fun at me at my expense right now. I'm struggling, but it's not because of the magnets. Again, the arms are kind of jacked up right now because I just have to mess around with it. But as you can see, the feet are holding up pretty cool. Now let's get them going the other way. You know what it is? It's that this little piece may be a little bit thinner. They don't all fit perfectly, right? Here we go. This one's a little bit tighter. Let's see if this works. So it's just going to be what. So obviously he can withstand it. The magnets can withstand it. It's just the. Hold on, maybe I should have had him going the other way. You're seeing this live, folks. Sometimes live doesn't go perfect. Go and you forget about it. But anyways, that will work. I just have to I have to tighten these things right here. There's a little screw on the side to make that tighter. And then obviously this part right here, I wonder if I switched it over here, if that would be tighter. But see, this one's not fitting too loosely because I think I've overused this one over the years. This is one of those Act 5 stands. And as you can see, some of the plastic has some stress on it. So it's not the tightest fitting thing. So it's going to go side to side if the surfer is not balanced perfectly. I guess I could just go and use this guy. But now that one's on there pretty darn good. Almost like if I glued it on. Oh no, and then this came off. So I'm gonna have to reglue that. So maybe it wasn't ready. Didn't let it cure enough. All right, lesson learned. I'm just gonna leave that right there. And my nice pose on with Black Widow's over too. Silver Surfer's trunk. You guys, man. The glue should hold it. If it doesn't end up holding it, what I'll do is I'll put some sculpt on it, some putty, and then we'll be fine. All right, so This time I'm gonna let it cure for a couple hours before I start messing with it. And hopefully that should do it. Saying coño all the time. It's kind of like our darn. It's the equivalent of saying like darn it. At least that's how I use it. The surfer's girlfriend, the one. If Curtis is still in here, he may know. I think the Silver Surfer is one of his favorite characters. She wasn't the one. She wasn't the one that became a herald for Galactus too, right? The gold chick. Yeah. Oh, okay. I can't remember her name. All right, let's keep moving on. Another Thanos, but I want to use this body a little bit smaller than the obviously the Jug body. These two are pretty much the same size. This one's just going to have better articulation. I have another head for Thanos, so I could do a Thanos, but I've already done a Thanos, so I think I want to put that one off to the for far future pile. I have this one. I have parts that could work for DC Ares. I'm either going to use this, or I may put them on a larger scale figure. It's just going to be a little bit of kit bashing on my part if I end up electing this guy, but. Shalabal. That's it. Who's this guy supposed to be? Oh yeah, Hawkeye. This could be a fun one. Hawkeye. I have the old Toy Biz head in here. I have the Ant-Man arrow, which that's how he's going to be displayed, and some of the old armor. I could go with some of this, or I may be able to just make my own scale mail. I could do either. I actually have smaller scales to look like that if I wanted to. I may elect to do that. It's going to depend on how the scale mail works with those butterfly joints that I have to play around with it. But I do have the outfit. Hawkeye could be a fun project. I could add him to the pile. Customs for days, guys. I'm telling you, I've been planning for way too long. Can you already tell who this is going to be? I've had fun in every single custom that I've done. The most satisfying recent custom that I've done was Thanos, because I felt like I did a pretty decent job on the airbrushing. The kit bash was pretty easy on that one. And I'm planning on using those hands on them. May have to dig a little bit so I can fit this collar on them. This is one, or I can also use that head, so I can have alternate heads. Ready to go. So Gambit is definitely one. Gambit, I'd have to work definitely on some sculpting, because I like to do those on these shins over here. I was thinking about, some people have used the Angela boots, but I think it just distorts the size and it doesn't look right to me. I need to figure out how to do clean lines like that. Look how nicely and evenly spaced Toy Biz did it. Obviously, I would borrow that, but I think this would be too small to put it on the bullseye body. And the coat, I'm going to add some wires to the coat to make it a little bit more dynamic. This goes into the pile. I'm coming to the end of figures here. Mira lo que tengo aquí, chico. I want to do a Mr. Fantastic. I want to modify him and do a little bit of a repaint, obviously, so I can match the new figure. So that's the old Mr. Fantastic. I was thinking about, my thoughts with this guy is cutting him here or splitting him here. I've never split one of these opens. I think I would probably want to do it from the crotch, split the crotch, and then be able to split this guy, put magnets, like strong magnets, so I could have various, you know, I could go, you know, long torso with the short legs, or long legs with a short torso. I would have a bunch of different opportunities, but then the one that I really want to be able to put is I want to be able to put this hand on this guy. I think this is just an awesome hand. I mean, it's posable. Gotcha. So this one would, I don't think it'll be too difficult because the painting would be fairly easy. It would just be doing a kit bash, or not even using this body and just holding on to this body and putting, you know, the unmasked Johnny Storm, so I could actually have a different Johnny Storm character, you know, with one hand flamed on and a normal head. I've seen that. It looks pretty cool, but I definitely want to repaint this to make it look more like this color. We'll obviously paint that black. You know, maybe make that 4 look a little bit more like this 4. But the reason that I wanted to do this one is because I think this is the best. This is the best Mr. Fantastic that they put out. Maybe not necessarily the best way to do this part down here, but definitely the best looking one. And I want to use this hand. What do you guys think of that idea? I should have been grim in the background, yeah. Oh, you carved into his shins. What body did you use, Ace? Memphis, I haven't done Cyber yet. Oh my gosh, that's a huge pile. I'll skip this one. Oh boy. Gamorrean guards. I'm not, right now Star Wars is taking a back seat, so I won't be doing these Gamorrean guards, but I'm planning on using those Yokozunas, kit bashing them with these smaller Hulks. And I did get these Gamorrean guard heads, upscaled heads. They're really cool looking. That's a project for another time, not for this time around. Ooh, I just got the Christopher Reeve head. That's a feature Superman, but it's gonna have to be after the Superman that I did, or that I'm planning right now. All right, this is one that this is the one I showed how to modify the neck joint. This is quite a few months ago that I did this. And as you can see, this guy has neck articulation, which is sadly missing from the original. And I would have to repaint the skull or sculpt the skull here. But these are the old, this is the KO Ares. So it doesn't have ankle rotation. So this would be one where I would show people how to add an ankle rotation on a figure that doesn't have that. So that may be something that I do. This is pretty much, this could be in the pile of to work on, because this is essentially done. I just need to paint them, do the modification to the ankles, do some sculpting right here, or some paint work, and then we'll be good to go. So this one's up. This one goes in the pile. All right, cool. I'll check that out. You're looking forward to it. This is another one that I just had. It was going to be another Ares. I have a bunch of different parts right here. This is going to be a larger scale Ares. I just happen to have that, half of that Hulk. I don't think I'm ready to do this, so moving on. I'm not really inspired to do that one. This one could be interesting. I don't know why I had the thought of doing this, but I did. I would have to work on thinning this out and making this go here. And for whatever reason, I envision a strong guy out of this. The legs may be a little bit on the big side, but I don't know, it may work because this upper body, this is the old Maestro body. If I don't end up doing this, I'll end up using these boots for the Bane custom that I'm planning. I just got the figures. It's going to be the last figure that I plan, but I don't know. And as far as heads to use, modifying that one or modifying this one, it may work. What do you guys think? Cool. Sounds like cereal. We had enough Thanos. You don't want more Thanos? This guy's pretty much ready to get painted. So this one definitely up in the running. This is a Red Hood, and I'm planning on using that bike, modifying that bike for him. Either for him or for Nightwing, but I'm thinking more for him. He's pretty much ready to go. I got his jacket. I got a jacket for him. It works pretty well. I modified the arms. I did a little symbol, not the greatest work, but close enough. This is also from Toy Box Customs. He's got the these guns, also Toy Box Customs. He's going in the pile. So what I'll do is I'm gonna pick, I'm not sure if I will pick either 5 or 10 of these customs and then do a poll, and then you guys will pick. Not sure what I'm doing with that one. This one may be an easy one to do, is just upgrading the arms, and I did find, I feel like the right size of tentacle for arms for Dr. Octopus. And these extra pieces from this guy will go to make Multiple Man, Doc Ock. So this one will be one. Actually, this is one that I actually want to do sooner than later. So he's most likely going to be in the pile to pick. On him. This one over here, using this body. Much better body for it. I need Sabretooth to be to be bigger. I have a head sculpt already too. Look at the difference in size. And this guy's, obviously he has the butterfly joints. I'd also eventually like to repaint this guy, kind of like what Mike De La Paz did on his, just adding some shadows and highlights. But you can see it can get a little bit overwhelming when you have so many things planned. You don't really know where the heck to go with it. Where should I go with this? You know? And then ideas just keep coming, but if you don't finish those ideas, then it's done. Okay, so I think, oh, and obviously, Archangel. And you saw that I got these wings, and I magnetized them. I started working on it already, but it's gonna be from this side. It's too bad that the inside doesn't look like this. This is what the back is gonna look like, but just the way they made these transformer wings, that's what it's gonna look like. But I was thinking about maybe taking this bit right here. You see how they connect? I was thinking about maybe doing it here and adding, like splicing this wing down the middle right here, adding these two pieces, this piece on this side, this piece on the other side. That way this wing can fold, and then that way you would be able to see, or I would be able to see part of this wing out in front, kind of like the Marvel Legend one already. So I think I may actually end up doing that. I have to really think through this a little bit more. So this is up for a custom to finish. I already have the heads, I already have the body, just to give you an idea of what it would look like. You know, those wings attached pretty good. Those are very strong magnets I got. Ace, did you change them? Did you change it to that body? Yeah, but I think if I were to split it right there and use those connectors, that way I at least could get the benefit of the sculpt, because I really prefer how that looks, right? This part right here. And obviously I'd have to repaint those wings, or touch them up anyway. But I would just use my cutting tool and just cut along this line right here. Cut it from right there, boom. I don't know. I don't know how that'll end up looking. It's just a thought. I would probably have to cut it. Maybe I would cut this off and then re-glue it. But man, I don't know. Some more to think about it, but that's the fun part about customizing. You just got it's almost like a puzzle, and I don't really like puzzles, but kit bashing is a skill, and I enjoy doing it, which is probably why I have more kit bashes than customs. Do the Brock custom figure? Yeah, well, that's in that pile. All right. Then I just have little projects like I got this. Somebody sent this to me, unboxing art, the arms. So I was just thinking about fixing the figure. I like the toy, repainting it, maybe even putting an LED light right here. That was just a thought, but that's a future thing. And then finally, let me see. Yeah, I need to bring that out. This actually may be the thing that I do first, and then the pull. This has been the one that I've been wanting to do and finish for quite a long time. And you guys may agree with me here. Let me just pull all these parts out. Can you tell who it is? I just got parts and parts. I know it's a little bit crazy that we do have a Juggernaut bath already, and it's pretty nice. But for whatever reason, I really enjoyed this torso with the arms. And of course, I picked out a leg. I've separated these already because look at that. I just think it looked awesome with the bigger arms, a little bit tighter torso, not the blown out torso with the bath. And I had this idea way back when. I just haven't executed it. I tried to modify the shoulders. This is how I actually got this part to fit in here. And I even made the belt, or part of the belt. And I recently got an unmasked head for it. I mean, it's pretty darn awesome, I think. So guys, I may just repaint this because he's ready to be finished. Literally everything's ready to go. He's been sanded down. I may work on that neck a little bit to smooth that out a little bit more. But I think I finished this guy first, finish this custom, paint this guy up. I was waiting for some things for my airbrush booth. And then after this custom is finished, then start going, and you guys end up picking what is the next custom that I do from those pulls. I obviously have to figure out how to do the pull. Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, that's it. It was the rhino torso. If you go back and you look at my Instagram, I think I may have put that up. I think I may have been working. I may have had. Oh gosh, sorry about that, guys. I may have had that since 2016. It needs to get finished. All right, so I think we're ending. Let me turn this around real quick. Talk to you guys. Okay, so I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the Juggernaut right here, and then I'm either gonna pick 5 to 10 of those figures, and then I'm gonna have you pick which one I do next. As soon as I figure out how to do the poll. If you guys know how to do that poll on YouTube, send me a PM on Facebook, and I'll get to it. Let me see if you guys have any questions or comments before I cut this off. I think there is. Yeah, 5. I'll put either 5 or 10 of the figures in the poll. I'm not going to do them all at once. I'll just pick one of them. You guys will pick one of them. So I'll pick. I'll pick from the ones that obviously that that I feel inspired to do that way, and then my desire to do the figures to the one that you want to do, and then you can take part on what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, Sabretooth would be a good one. Yeah, we're in the future, player. We are. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you on the next stream. Peace. How do you stop this? Coño, ¿cómo se para?